Hello, everybody. For everybody that doesn't know me, I'm a meteorology student currently going to school at Mississippi State University. Basically, I know this is going to be our first little video that we're doing here. What this is, it's not going to be in-depth forecast. For those who know me, I run Southwest Arkansas Weather on Facebook. Don't worry, nothing's changing over there. This is basically just a general overview of what we got in store for the next few days over here in the terms of national-wide weather and such. Basically, just a brief brief overview highlighting areas that could have severe weather and what's in store and such for some of those or for just the nationwide view and such there as well. Quick little videos to just let you know if you're in those areas, stay weather aware, and have multiple ways to receive warnings during those days. But let's go ahead and get started. Taking a look at today's severe weather outlook, we do have two slight risk areas here. As you can see, the yellow colored areas here, up here in Rapid City, the South Dakota, Wyoming, northern Nebraska, far southern corner of North Dakota, and then around that you have the slight or marginal risk, that green colored area. The marginal risk is a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Your slight risk, or that yellow colored area, is a 2 out of 5 on your severe weather scale. Taking a look at each potential threat, you do have a small, very low, but it still needs to be monitored, tornado threat here in that slight risk area for Rapid City, Hot Springs in South Dakota, northern Nebraska here, eastern Wyoming, and just the southern tip of North Dakota and such there as well. Then you also have another slight risk over here in the basically for the coastline of South Carolina and the Georgia area here, including Charleston, Savannah, and other areas here in Georgia and such there as well. And as you can see, you do have a brief or a very low-end tornado threat there as well. It's a 2%, but you still need to monitor that closely there for the Charleston and Savannah and other areas there in South Carolina and Dakota, or South Carolina and Georgia areas there as well. Then you do have another slight risk with that marginal risk around it there for Lubbock, Texas, and some other areas there, Odessa, Midland, Big Spring, some other areas there as well. That doesn't have a tornado threat with it, but that's going to be where your damaging wind, large hail threat is going to be a possibility at there as well. As in, if you take a nationwide view of this, basically in these areas here as well, where that slight risk is at down here in South Carolina, Georgia, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Texas and such, you do have that large hail and damaging wind threat there as well. Taking a nationwide view at the tornado threats, you can see those two little small areas there that we'll watch closely. And if you're in those areas, you need to stay weather aware today here on June 10th. Now, as we progress into the next two days, or into tomorrow, you can see there's a marginal risk for the Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa area. Same thing for Colorado, New Mexico, and the Texas area. Far corner of the far panhandle there of Oklahoma there as well. Once again, that's a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale, so you're going to want to stay weather aware and such there as well. Taking a look at the tornado outlook, there's not any for tomorrow at this current time. It's going to be a damaging wind, small damaging wind threat, and large hail threat there as well. Then taking a look at day 3, you do have a slight risk in place for the Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa areas, or northern Iowa areas up there and such for that area as well. Going forward, taking a look at day 4 or later this week, you do have an area of severe weather from Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, northern Missouri, Nebraska, and Kansas areas that you will have to watch. And once again, as you get closer, you start to get a little more information and such there for that as well. Now, taking a look at the hydraulic outlooks, or basically the excessive rainfall outlooks, you will have to watch for some heavy rain potential down here in southern Miami or Florida. Those areas where we're watching for severe weather as well, you may have to watch for there as well. That's a marginal chance for excessive rainfall or flash flooding there as well. That trend continues. A little higher chance down here in the Miami, southern Louisiana area, or southern Florida area. Excuse me there, I didn't know why I said Louisiana there, but southern Florida areas there as well. Then that trend continues into day 3, or your Wednesday time frame there as well. Then as we head into the rest of this time frame, you can see Florida, southern Florida, still going to have that chance here for the next few days of some heavy rainfall, and that trend looks to continue pretty much there across most of those areas and such there as well. Also, taking a look at the climate outlook for the next 6 to 10 days. As you can see here, this red colored area shows where the greatest chance for above average temperatures will be at. Once again, I do want to say, when it says this isn't every day is going to be above average. It's just basically meaning, hey, within the 6 to 10 days, there's a chance that some of those days could be above average temperatures for this time of year. Basically, across central United States there, and below average temperatures could be possible up here in the northwestern corner of the country here as well. But as you can see, most areas could have some above average temperatures within the next 6 to 10 days. That comes to us from our Climate Prediction Center. Here's our precipitation outlook. As you can see, this tan color area and such is where it shows, dry, or the potential for drier than normal conditions. And as you can see, northeastern corner of the country and around that Nevada, Utah area, you could have a chance of seeing some drier conditions. Where it doesn't have any colors at, that's basically around normal. Could be a possibility there for you. And as you can see down here across the southern portions of the U.S. here, down around the Gulf Coast and such, could have some above average precipitation for this time of year. And up there near the North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin areas, Washington, and Oregon areas up there as well, could have that possibility there as well. So once again, if you're in any of the areas that we have been mentioning for the chance of severe weather or heavy rainfall, stay weather aware. Just, follow your local meteorologist, check out your news channels, make sure you follow, have multiple ways to receive warnings and such, just in case. But remember, we'll be here. We'll be ready to watch for any of those chances. But one thing I do want to say, we probably here on this page, we probably won't be doing any coverage, nationwide coverage or anything of that nature. Basically, we're here to let you know, hey, there's that chance. Make sure to stay weather aware and have multiple ways to receive warnings if you're in those areas, and know that there's a chance of severe weather or what's in store, across the nation and such there as well. Maybe one day we can do coverage. That'd be awesome. But right now it's just not possible and such there as well, for me anyways, and such there. But once again, have a good rest of your Monday, June the 10th. We'll be back here tomorrow right around lunch to post another update. Have a good rest of your Monday and stay weather aware. If you're in any of those areas that we've been mentioning, we'll have an update on the new severe weather chances and such for the rest of this week coming out tomorrow. Have a good rest of your Monday.